Welcome, everybody. We are at the last phase of the Together project. This is the last event of the Together project. So thanks for being with us and share this delicate moment, all of us together. And we are after 1 year of a process, and this was like a very, very intensive year with loads of fruits. And actually, I think is even 2 years, because we, the organizers, we started in 2022, January already, to prepare this project. We presented it in May to the Creative Europe program, hoping that they're gonna finance our dream. And yes, they did. So thank you for Creative Europe program that they invest in circus and they invest in our dreams. And I really encourage all of you here to think about of these European foundings because they are like great tools and which are making our dreams happening. And in this year, last year, it was so many things happening. We had 3 seminars in the frame of this project. This is the 3rd webinar. And we had 5 shows in 8 days happening in Greece in 2023 June. And then we had again 5 shows happening in 8 days in Veszprem in Hungary, all the time involving 20 artists all together, sometimes different, sometimes the same people who could came to the 2 events, both of them. And we had many aims. I think we actually could realize all of them and also make it happen. We wanted to create the shows. We wanted to empower our artists. We wanted to create a bridge between the 2 European capital of culture, which was Elefsina in Greece and Veszprem in Hungary last year. And we also wanted to bring these shows on the streets of these cities and show them what contemporary circus for the moment means to us and how we can create really a dialogue, how we can really be together on the streets with the public, with ourselves, the artist, at the audience, so in every context what we can imagine. And we also created loads of nice videos. You can visit our TikTok because we created loads of short videos about together in different contexts, together at different venues. So together in every meaning. And I think if you just, we see the personal side of the project, once we are making a project which is called Together, I think in our private life, everything also gets this meaning, and we just see the world through these glasses, and we realize loads of meaning. What does it mean to be together? You can also watch our movie, which was premiered in December, and we are registering it also for the International Circus Film Festival this month. So we hope that is going to be selected there. You can find all this info and just navigate yourself up and down in our TikTok social media through our website, which is Together Circus or Circus Together. I'm never sure about it, so look for both of them, .eu. And now I give the floor to my beloved partner to create this stream, and who is Marianthi. And maybe I forget to, maybe Marianthi can do it, to present the partners, or maybe the partners just can say hello themselves, because we are 4 partners in this project. So I was from the side of Hungary, the Hungarian Juggling Association, Inspiral Circus Center. And now I give the words on.
So I'm Marianthi, and I am the partner from Greece, from Monokyklo, and I think I will have the honor also to just present by name Albin Warrete, that is from France, Culture and Movements, and Nina Araya, that comes from the Ukrainian circus school. I'm sorry, I always keep like messing with the name. It's been an honor to have you guys with us. It's a very nice conclusion. It's a very nice closing what is happening. So we keep on like living this project in our hearts and in our minds. And now we come together for one more time. And already, I don't know for the participants, but I know for me that with every project, I feel changed. And also with this project, you know, I now see people that some of us are traveling more often, Greece, Hungary, or you know, I meet people that we've been in this project, and all of us, we've been thinking site specific wise. You know, we go to squares and public spaces, and suddenly we start visualizing shows in a site specific manner and not just like outdoors shows. And then we share with one another, like Creative Europe calls for funding, you know, that we can like support our arts. So there is this like big effect that I see that this project has for all of us. So this is the last part of this project, and we wanted it to be the artistic side. So our previous webinar was also like how to fund your dreams. So we spoke a lot about Creative Europe. We spoke a lot about how to I would say it like in a very informal way, how to pull yourself together and write an application and chase your dream and ask for funding. But this webinar, I think, comes more from the heart. It doesn't matter if all of us, we are active performers or not, managers, directors, or teachers. We are, I think, close to performing arts. And this closeness is for a reason. So we are close to performing arts because we find something in them, something that is feeding our souls. And this is what we gathered to talk about. I will also encourage you to feel free, come, go, you know, come again, have your bites or whatever, drink your drink, and send messages, you know, to other people on the chat, because this is not something that us as organizers are coming to teach or to say to anybody else. It's just a sharing that we hope that we will all find interesting. We had this series of questions that we asked our performers, our participants, to take some time to think about them. I will not answer to these questions, okay? So I will have my small sharing as like the experience of being in the production team. So myself, I was in Elefsina. I was like the head production manager, which was like a first time for me in being in such a big event. And in Veszprem, I served as an artist. So I have like, you know, both the experiences. So as I said before, you don't have to be the artist and the performer to be able to speak about the artistic, like let's say, effects that something has in your life. From the technicians to the people, like to the scenographers, to the directors, to all the people that are behind and around a show. all of them have an effect of what is happening on stage, and this, let's say, artistic effect. What I'm keeping, so I did like a small sketch of the things that I'm keeping and that I would like to share with you, so that we take with us after this webinar, after this project, is the normally way of thinking and its gifts. So for the people that they already know, it's a reminder. For the people that they don't know, Albin kept saying also to me as like the production, and then it was a bigger share. Normally, this and this should happen. And normally we should be there and doing this. Normally, this would be the day or the hour of the rehearsal. And normally, the weather would be like this, so that we would make this and that for our show. This normally, I think, gave me a lot of adaptability in life in general. This is a reminder that there is no normally in life. In whatever job we do, I mean, especially in the works that we do as artists and circus people, everything can change in a glimpse, because we work with people, because we work with because we work in a way that allows life to exist. So what I read recently, if you control too much in your life, there's not too much life left to live. I don't know if it makes any sense in English, so I'm gonna rephrase. Like, if you're controlling the life too much, there is not too much life left for you to live. And this normally helps you to remember that shows, okay, I'll take it back to shows, yeah? Shows and whatever we do with circus arts and audience is not something to be controlled. It's something to be, of course, designed, yeah, and decided and rehearsed and prepared, but not something to be controlled, but whether something to be followed. Whether something to follow, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm keeping this normally as a way of thinking, and its gifts. Yeah, that's what I wrote in my notebook. I think it's a big gift to be able to, as I said, plan and implement in the best details in whatever you do, in the best preparation, but always keep in mind that something might change, and be ready for that change. And I must say, the more prepared you are, yeah, so we are not talking about chaos and randomness and improvisation when we're talking about site specific. There is serious preparation, very, very serious. And the more prepared you are, the more ready you find yourself into adapting in situations. Another thing that I'm keeping, very important, and now I should also watch the time, because we haven't actually set like a time for each speaker, and now I'm inspired again and I can go for hours. So let's say I'll try to be quick. Scenographic qualities I have gained for myself as a production manager. And as an artist, I have gained some scenographic qualities. I am now observing the space. I go out in the public space and I'm observing details as if I was the scenographer. So scenographers have like the, let's say, the empty room of a theater stage, like the empty stage. And then they start filling it with scenographic elements, with site specific. The elements are there, you just have to see it. So my eye got sharpened in observation and also in potentials. So you see things now when you're working outdoors and you see potentials. We've said it many times, or at least I keep repeating this to myself. We've been doing outdoor performances, okay? maybe not all of us here, but I say we as in circus people, yeah, circus artists. Outdoor performances, we find nice squares, yeah, or harbors or whatever places, and we just go there and do our shows. Now with site specific, there is this deeper observation of what is happening there. Not that what I am going to do there, but what is already happening there. What is there? What are the props? What are the lights? What kind of people are walking there? Yeah, so it's not about invasion, yeah, but it's about an invitation. So we've used these words a lot, and they have stayed with me also in other kinds of performances also, or if it's not a performance, if it's a workshop, you go somewhere to give a workshop as a circus trainer. Now I have the eye and the open heart not to invade the space. Yeah, we go to a school to give a workshop, whatever. With I have the feeling that I don't invade the space anymore, you know, to set my props and start my workshop, but I observe where is, you know, the good place or where the kids are hanging out, and how can I find myself there. And of course, another thing, it's the infamous interaction with the audience. Yeah. So also this changed after this workshop. Interaction with the audience is not the same anymore. As a production team for this project, I became more sensitive in the things that, once again, you don't want to invade yourself. Yeah, we've seen like a lot of shows of circus artists or of like entertainers, you know, that you pick people in random, or maybe they don't want to, or maybe they do, or maybe they're shy, or maybe not. And then, you know, sometimes like an atmosphere is created that is kind of imbalanced, let's say. With the style that we've worked with, this open heart and open ears, we became, I believe that we became more sensitive in this interaction with the audience. So also as production team, now I take a better care where the people will be standing. It's not just this square that people are gathering and then, well, the better the merrier, you know, and if it's like, if there are too many, well, yeah, maybe some of them won't be able to see. No, it's not like that. We need to have everybody with us, yeah, invited. So interaction with the audience also changed. And lastly, I would say for the before and after, for me, before, site specific was a very cool technique to perform outdoors. Yeah. So it was another technique, like a specific one, not just, you know, having shows in the square, but it was a cool technique to perform outdoors. Now it's a philosophy and a different approach in arts. I'm sorry, I couldn't see my writing. So yeah, it turned into a philosophy and a different approach in arts in general. So of what I said before, I think this has changed. It's not just a technique, but it's this whole like way of thinking for the audience and for the life, let's say it like that. So this is from me, and now I want to read, actually I will take an extra minute, to read the questions that we have asked our artists to prepare themselves. I want to read these questions, and then I'm going to ask some of our artists to do like their little bits of sharing. I hope you find it interesting. Stay with me. I'm gonna be faster than you think. Yes. So name 3 things that have stayed in your mind from Alban's saying. Yeah, so already I said my one thing, like the normally, way of thinking. So 3 things that have stayed in your mind from Albin's saying. What is your idea and understanding of site-specific shows before and after the project? So I also gave like a little bit of myself for this. What did you think before? And what do you think after this project about site-specific? What is your main skill in Circus? And how has your skill set changed, adapted, or enriched after this experience? And last, describe one specific interaction with an audience that has stayed in your heart. One specific interaction, I mean, during this project. I don't know if you guys want to be like repeating the question and answering to it. I wanted to give the floor to Nina from Greece, but she left. I just wanted to start with her, but now she's gone. So how about, yes, Albin, please.
Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. I just make a small parenthesis because I will speak later. I want just to let you the floor, but just to say that we have 2 different audience today, and that's cool to invite everybody. So we have first, of course, the artists who have participated to the project. So it's the moment to go and to jump into these questions. And we also have the other. Maybe you saw something, or you saw the movie, or maybe you didn't see anything. Please feel free to ask questions. Okay, it's not just an intern talk about what happened and oh, that was so cool and let's share. And that's important to say that, but now it's about transmission. So that's interesting to have us as a live testimony about what happened. And then you, if you have any questions about the process, feel free whenever you don't understand to jump into it and to speak. And maybe just to let it as live as possible. All these questions are so interesting, but feel free just to jump on one answer and leave the floor, okay? It's not because you begin to talk that you have to address all the questions, okay? Just as a freedom exchange, okay? That can be nice, okay? Just that for the moment. Happy New Year.
Perfect. Thank you, Albin. So yeah, I wanted to give the floor to Nina. Now she's back. Thank you, Nina. And maybe you want to share, like Albin said, like maybe you don't want to share like all the answers to all the questions, but something that is like with you, like is pumping, you know, around your heart that you could share with us. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Yeah, I will talk, I think, about the last question that was what was the specific interaction with the audience that stay with me. It was the most important thing that stay with me in this project. There was this elderly woman that came to all the shows in Veszprem. She was in every show there. And she was like my grandma. She always welcomed me with a hug, me and Ben. And I think also other people for the project, I'm not sure, but she was like really happy and her eyes were like shining every time she saw us. And on the last show, before the show, we were doing like the welcoming beat. So we were close to her and she gave me a hug. And as me and Ben walk away, she did like this, like a heart shape with her hands. And then when we were performing, we were by the end of the show, I think, and I was in a 3 high on the top, and I saw her look at me, and I shared this heart with my hand back to her. And I don't know, it was just like this pure bliss and, you know, like this feeling that really makes you feel like why you do this, you know, the performance, apart from like that you enjoy doing a skill or performing, was this, yeah, this heart feeling. I don't know. I also really like hearts. I don't know. She really moved me. And it was just like this nice thing when we were like so high up in the top to see her and send back this love to her. So this is what I wanted to share. It was a very beautiful moment.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. I will jump to the other Nina, just to, get things going, and then I'm gonna leave the floor to you guys. And if you don't take it, then I'm gonna keep on giving it to someone. So Nina is actually will be sharing the words of her artists in Ukraine. Some of them are still in schools, or they are placed in different places outside of the country. So Nina will be their voice. Thank you, Nina, for that.
Thank you. So first of all, hello from all the students of our academy. And right now they are located in a very different places. Some of them are still in Ukraine, some of them in Hungary, some of them in Germany, or moving around Europe, and some of them are in Dubai. So they're all over the world at this moment. But I wanted to answer the question about what is your idea and understanding of site-specific shows before and after the project? Well, as an academy of circus and performing arts, we have a very traditional background. And while stepping into this project, we had no clue what is that site-specific, and how we are going to make it, what do we need to do. First, I remember we had a webinar when Albin was talking about the previous project and how did they interact in a different locations like museums, squares, and communicating with different people. And I remember the students were there as well. And after we had a meeting and we were talking about this. So what do you think about this site-specific thing? They said, well, doesn't really clear, but let's find out together. So when we would be there physically. And that was the biggest experience for us. I mean, it doesn't mean that after this project, we were going to do site-specific only, no. So for somebody it's worked, for somebody it's not, and it's fine. We just saw a different ways how we can do things, that there are different ways of presenting, that it's not necessary always to have a stage or always to have an audience, and be very specific in what you are doing, that without this, that, and that, there would be nothing. So it's about being more open, about being more creative, about communicating, about how do you interact with the audience who was even not prepared to be there, who were just passing through. Is it an audience? And how we can manage to deal with them. So that was, I think, the biggest thing for all of us. And before, if we had no clue what is that site-specific, so after the project, it was like some understanding. And I wanted to share what Georgi said about site-specific. Unfortunately, he can't be here today. He's very sick. But he was telling that right now he is working in Dubai, and after Hungary he went there, and this experience helped him a lot, because most what he is doing, and he didn't know that he is going to do that he is going to work in a site-specific manner, you know. So this is like to interact to people, be always ready for not the show but for act. And he said it was a good school going through in Greece and after Hungary, and it was like a good school to prepare with, and now he is using this very often. So there many, I'm glad that there are many students who were able to see and to feel what is that, and I'm sure that they would eventually use it in their professional life after, because they're just starting their career. And I wish we would have more of these experiences for more students, for more teachers, you know. So, and we would combine classical education plus contemporary circus, and make like more bridges, more connections to these two types of basically art education. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina, very much. I'm just keeping this for a note for also all the people that are with us that are not were not part of this project. Of course, we are not talking about you know, being the gurus of site-specific and now, you know, starting all of us to do site-specific shows. But even this, you are suddenly called to do a show in Dubai, and obviously it's not on a normal stage site on a theater and everything. And how Yorki's perception changed on this. I think this is what we are gathered to talk about, all these gifts and how our perception is shifted towards a direction. Okay, not anything more than this. So let's see which other of the artists would like to share one or more of the questions that we've had. Yes, Nikos, thank you.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy New Year to all of you. So, team meeting. That's my favorite saying from Albin. Normally, also, of course, normally another one. And so, I would like to share also the interaction. The first show in the city hall, I was doing the stills, and I used to, you know, to propose my arm to say hello to a child, and then I'm grabbing him and I lift him and turn him around like it was in a theme park, in an attraction park. And the most of the times, the rest of the people, it's really enjoying this. But the child is a bit, you know, what happened now? And at that time, at this day, I did it once, and then a bunch of children, they came to me. I want also, I want also, I want also. So I had to deal with 15, 10 children, and I did it once, twice, 3 times, and then we know it's a bigger child, older child came to me with more weight, so I had to stop it, and I said, okay, that's enough, and I started to run to avoid them. So that was something that it stayed with me. And about the question about what was Marianthi, it was the site-specific one, and the third one about
what is your main circus skill and how you think this skill has adapted.
Yeah, shifted. Yeah. Okay, I won't talk about my main circus technique. I will talk about the people that were in Veszprem. They all know about my trumpet playing. So I'm playing the trumpet. I'm not a professional trumpeter player, and I'm facing a certain you know, anxiety while I'm playing trumpet in the crowd. So I decided to jump on it in Veszprem, and I think okay, I succeeded. So that was something really important for me. And when I came back to Greece after 20 days, I participated in my first concert, playing the trumpet. So yeah, that's my part in this webinar. Thank you very much.
Okay, quick question. how did this interaction with these kids made you feel? Like you said, you had to avoid them, but then they were there. What was like the inside process, if you want to share?
Well, I don't know. It was kind of surprising for me. I wasn't expecting this reaction from them. At the beginning, I really liked it because I said, okay, we have something here. We can take advantage of this. But then, okay, yeah, I should find a way to control it because they were kept coming. So my inner feeling, I don't know. I felt nice, you know, accepted and welcomed. You know, there was no wall between us. It was direct connection with them.
Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to, you know, like provoke a little bit this sharing a little bit more, just to let you guys know that within all these sharings, not everything is about like hearts, you know, and I don't know, like gifts, you know, like we were saying. Actually, for having the hearts and the gifts, you have to overcome a lot of challenges. So stay with us. We want to also address this question to the people that have been in this project. And please, for the people that haven't been in this project, but you have like some experience in site specific, or you have seen things happening, it's really important for us to share also about the challenges. Performing outdoors in this specific manner and design has a lot of challenges, technical ones. We are circus people who have a lot of equipment. And apart from that, there is also, like we said, the aha moments. So the times that you discover something for yourself. So let's stay a little bit more in this, in the moments and the discoveries that the people have had. So who would like to share a little bit of the questions next? Let's see. Dori, yes, please, thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you all, and Happy New Year. I'd like to share a memory of an interaction with the audience. What happened in Elefsina? We had this museum performance, which was the hardest for me. It was very long and very tiring. And I think because it was very new situation for me, because I had to deal with two new things at the same time, which was getting to know a statue, a small statue, what I could climb on it. I could go around, I could go inside. It was a very, very weird shape, but I really liked it. So I had to use it to move, to use it, and also at the same time to interact with the audience, which is for me it was harder than getting to know a statue, but yeah, I could use my skill like climbing and going up, because I do aerials and also I'm a dancer. So it was really a challenge, but the most challenging part was really this to start interaction. And I felt a bit lucky that there were a lot of kids, so it was easy to start the interaction, because they were already curious about me, about what is happening there. And what stayed with me is really these personal situations with them, that they came one by one. I don't know, somehow this my spot had this atmosphere of like getting there one by one, because it was like a little gate. so they could just go through, and this gate was kid size. So I played with them one by one, this hide and seek. I went up, I was hiding, then they got in the game and we were playing it. And actually I was playing this game for 2 hours, up and down, up and down. So it was really tough in two ways, like physically and also like because of this challenge, because I'm not doing this normally, these interactions in my life or in my art. So yeah, it was really opening me up to start and to start interaction and to just start sharing, and then something is always coming back. So to trust in this process that starting is also works and no need to worry. Yeah. Yeah, also just one thing what stayed with me, what Albin was saying, to say thank you. And the meaning for me is that there is no wall between artist and audience. And this is something what I learned a lot in these two projects, to just break down the walls, because I'm coming mostly from the theater environment, and it was really eye-opening experience. That's it. Thank you.
Very much. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I see a lot of interaction with the audience moments that have stayed with us. This says something. So anyone else? Luca, Markos, something. It's okay, Markos. We are here to help with the English and everything. Come on. I know that you have a lot of things to say about this project. No, maybe. Luca?
I have some concerns about my audio surroundings because I'm at the airport. Can you hear me?
It's all fine.
Sounds fine. Yes. Thank you also, Bende, for the...
Cool. Can you remind me what was the question? Because I loved Dori's answers and I concentrated all along, and that made me forget the question.
So the questions are like, name 3 things, up to 3 things that have stayed with you from Alban's sayings. What is your understanding of site-specific before and after this project? How your main skill set has changed or adapted? And one interaction with the audience that has stayed with in your heart. Any of these or all of these?
Okay, I thought there was one specific question before Dori answered.
No, but you can choose. Okay. You can choose of this.
Okay, too many questions then. What stayed with me was Mumia, definitely
what
Mumia.
What stayed with you from Alban's sayings? The Mumia.
Yeah, Mumia.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more who is Mumia? Because I think it's very useful for everyone to know, for the people that
Mumia is some kind of a witch, I think, who makes good weather if you call her 3 times.
So
we said it a lot.
It's very important sharing for everyone, people. It doesn't matter if you are believers or not. In general, Mumia is the one. I've seen it myself. I'm not a believer, that's why I'm saying. But
no, it worked. We all became believers.
You can call
because it worked so well.
Yeah, you can call to this witch for good weather.
Also,
the audience.
No, I have another saying, a not so funny one. I remember that it went deep in me when Albin was talking about what matters and what doesn't matter for the audience, and that they come for being happy and for cheering, and they have this base instinct, I don't know, direction towards happiness. So no, basically, okay, it doesn't mean that it doesn't matter what you do, but what you have, you can make them happy with, no matter how much it is. I don't know if it makes sense this way, but it made me realize that it doesn't matter how much I know about a thing. What matters is if I want to reach towards them with that tool. That was eye-opening for me, that I don't have to be good enough in any level, because they don't expect certain things, they expect something for themselves. And if I search for the eye contact, then that's a good start. I hope it makes sense. Also, it was a very nice interaction when we had, I don't know, I think it was the museum thing on the field, and we played with Yotzi and Aaron, and we had one Lyra hoop in the air and a bunch of clubs, and we basically were playing around for twice half an hour, and we had so much fun, surprisingly much fun with the audience. And there were basically no show-off moments, minimal, because they came and they wanted to play and they wanted to throw the clubs and they wanted to just connect. And it was a really nice experience, a show without a show, basically, and with a lot of fun and connection, and kids and adults. It was very nice.
Okay. Okay, thank you very, very much. I don't know if someone else wants to share something. Yes, Markos, please. And then Veronika. Markos and then Veronika.
Anadio, woman. Hello to everyone. Happy New Year. Hello from Shining Crete. We have in the morning we have 20 degrees. So yeah, I was thinking today to go for swimming, but I have alone the kids and I have to prepare some seminars now, and I'm studying. I was only in the Elefsina project. It was a big lesson for me, for sure, because I had to prepare something with more 20 people, 20 artists. You know, each artist, you know, the problem of artists is we want also to give the best that we can, you know. So this is kind of difficult in teams, because you have to listen the others, because you have to create something all together. And also it was very nice because I see things that how can you make a show and put the audience inside, and how to εκμεταλλευτείς, πώς είναι το εκμεταλλευτείς?
Take a good advantage, like in a good way, no?
Ναι, να εκμεταλλευτείς το κοινό και τα vibes τους σαν να είναι και οι ίδιοι καλλιτέχνες του show αυτού.
So to take the vibes from the audience as if they are part of this show themselves.
And yeah, so some of things that I'm remember a lot, it was the thank you that Albin said, that when you take someone, before taking, can you please come? Thank you, thank you. So it's very important to say thank you every time. In Crete also, it's very important because they're very, brutal people. And you have to be kindness, ευγενικός, yeah, with them. Also that I remember, and I use it in everything in my life, in my personal life and circus life, is no but and. Very, very big lesson for me, because the but is always one step back. The end is always one step from. Maybe you cannot make it, okay, but you are one step from. And the other thing was, it's difficult for artists in Greece is to να μην προσποιείσαι όταν θες να κάνεις ένα νούμερο ότι δεν μπορείς να το κάνεις.
So there is, Markos thinks that there is a tendency for artists in Greece that to pretend as if you cannot do like a certain trick.
Yeah, because in Greece, it's for the audience, it's very nice. They are laughing. It's okay. As we said with Albin, in France, if they see something like this, they don't give a shit for this show. It's some years back. So Albin sent me, okay, in the next time that you want to try something and you cannot, say to the people that, okay, now I will try to, that I cannot go on the top. So I did this in Greece. And the people, they just look at me like I was stupid, like, what? So, and I say, I see the faces, and I say, okay. And I do the opposite, that I go up and I fell, and they was like, wow, and they laughing, and I say, okay, so for sure they are stupid. I don't know, but yeah. But most of times, when you take the right, τον εύκολο δρόμο, the easy way to do something, because it's okay, it's easy, and you take some money easy, σε σταματάει το να είσαι δημιουργικός.
It stops you from being creative.
Yeah. Yeah, and in Elefsina also, I was more focused, most of time I was more focused how to see Mota, Albin, and the other people, how to organize all this stuff. Because in Spain, I was in a seminar, and the guy said there, he told me, when you go to a project, when you go to a seminar, don't try to do the things that you know to do. Try to do the things that you don't know to do it. Because with this way, you go παρακάτω. Yeah, I don't remember the questions, but I don't know if I answered something.
I think it's fully covered. Thank you, Markos, for this sharing. Yeah, I'm just keeping this as a small connection to what we are saying. This work invites us to be production, performers, organizers. It gives you this big spectrum. Veronika, please.
Yeah, just a small moment from site-specific. Maybe it's a challenge, maybe it's an opportunity. I remember this first show in Elefsina, and then there was a scene when Dóra and the guys around were on a bench, and then suddenly this huge dog, these Greek street dogs, one of them was like really standing in the middle of it, of like the whole scene, and how you care about this situation. And then this was the first show, and then we had the second, third, fourth, fifth one, the big show. And then after the final show, the Hungarian team was just going up and down this coffee street and try to discover the last bars which were still open. And then we were hunting dogs, and then we took one dog also in our flat. And then Esther actually told me about that, or Dóra, maybe, I don't know, but that dog actually was not just being in the first show, but then this dog came to visit all of our shows and came also to the final show. So of course, I was always happy to see that the artists are saying hello to some random people from the city who are coming to the second and the third show, and they were already hugging some kids also in Hungary because it was already the fourth show, so they were coming all the time. But definitely we had this massive dog audience as well visiting our shows.
But it started like we got to know this dog just on the first day with Esther. We were taking care of this big dog, and he was following us while we were like discovering the city. And then when we did the show, he was already familiar to me, so I felt really, really good, like, my friend from yesterday came when I did there a solo, and it was really nice. So I was yeah, it was I wrote that experience also to my notes, what I really remember, like with audience, dogs and kids.
A lot of interactions I see. Very nice. Very, very nice. I would like now to give the word to Albin. I think, yes, he was the one finally, orchestrating all these things that were happening. And we've already mentioned, a lot of his sayings. So I think it's time. Albin, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, but you said everything, so
Sorry, I'm interrupting for 1 second. I have to board the plane, and I want to say hi properly to all of you. But it was really nice to see you again. Bye.
Thank you everybody for sharing all that, and travel safe. And now some few things. The first thing I would like to share is thank you for all these projects. Yes, it was about being together, and mainly it was about discovering ourselves. I enjoyed, Markos, when you shared about the difference between France and Greece. Yes, because to be together, first of all, maybe we have to accept these differences and to embrace them. And that was one of the best thing about that. The thing I keep for me, there was a big moment in Greece. Yes, it's to make it positive, but it was about that boat. There was a big bad situation in Greece when we were there, with that boat with migrants. But then even if the event is on a bad side, for me, it was a real gift. So I thank that that destiny, because it allowed us as a group to share so many human things behind the action we were doing, and that's for me essential, which meant that that's the moment where we shared about Greece situation, but that's also the moment where we shared about the Ukrainian situation, that laid the opportunity of all of us as Hungarian or French to have our own emotions about that, even without being from the country. But that was quite a big important moment for me. And that's part of the thing. I want to jump on that because yes, we are normally circus artists, but we are so much more than that. And that's maybe something about this project, is that when you just do trumpet, for example, yes, you'll just do trumpet, but as soon as you spend much more than just the trumpet, as soon as you're there sharing all the universe by your trumpet, then you are just doing circus or music, you are sharing a lot of experiences. So thank you for all that humanity, because it's really part of that project. Just what I would like to underline in the before is what we did, which was stay open all the time. Yes, a site-specific show, because going back to the definition, it's really a triangle between us as artists, with a place, of course, and also with the people from that place. And the people from that place are the inhabitants, but also the deciders, the programmers, or the buyers if they buy a show. So this is a dialogue, and we said it a lot of time. It's about entering at peace with all that. So this is a dialogue, and as artists, sometimes entering at peace is not easy, because we have our own priorities, our own wills, okay? And sometimes it's about sharing the political engagement we have, or sometimes it's just about showing the circus we try to do. So sometimes it's putting our ego on the side. But then, and that was a cool sharing for both of the part, Elefsina or Veszprem, is that everybody managed to put the ego apart and to be able to be there for the project. And then the project was about being together. And that was something so important. I really thank everybody in both parts to be there. I enjoyed, Dóra, your example in the museum in Greece, for example, because any of the artists were a little bit lost in space, somewhere in the what I'm doing exactly. But then everybody knew that it was not just about what I'm doing now. It was about a link, okay? We were doing shows with an intention that everybody felt invited, especially the real habitant, not the intellectual circus, contemporary circus professional. No, the habitants, who some of them didn't see circus before that. So that was quite important to be there on a simple way, almost not doing circus, but more sharing. For some of you, it became more a circus workshop than a circus show. I remember, Nikos, the moment where you were just holding the ball with the children, for example. Okay, it's life. But then everybody felt invited. And that was the main trajectory. And then that allowed us to arrive at the final show with the real audience from Elefsina. And I hope you remember that. The official one in Elefsina sharing with us, we never managed to invite them in a show. That was the first time for them, okay? So this is quite interesting. That means that during a site-specific show, sometimes it's not what you are doing, circus, music, sing. These are just the way of doing the thing, but it's more how you do the things, where you are going, what is your goal. And the goal for us was really a circus invitation. You are welcome. So at moments, yes, better for me to less show off my circus and more be there as a human being, smile, have a small talk. Yes. What sometimes in contemporary circus, even in France, we consider as a compromission, okay? Something like me not doing what I'm supposed to do as an artist. Well, that's the question, and I hope you took the point in a site-specific way. Maybe as an artist, I'm also a human, and maybe it's more important to be with than to show what I know to do, to show off. So thank you for that. There was something, a big memory in Veszprem was the first show, this panic attack we shared with Veronika, because when we were visiting the first places we were supposed to play, we discovered that there was a giant scenery which wasn't planned for nothing. So we decided to change the thing by acting on the scenery, because a site-specific show on a special site, but when in that site there's a big scenery, let's use it, okay? That would be really stupid to act on the side of the scene if there's a big scene there. So we decided that, but then we learned that actually this scene was about to be unbuilt, I'm not sure of, unmounted, at the moment, at the time where we were performing. So two things. First, we didn't have the scene, and second, we didn't have the space because there was a lot of trucks and technicians and unmounting the things. So that was quite a big adaptation. So the normally at that moment was quite huge. We had to change everything, but that's cool. That's part of the life. And when I jump back on Mumia, the witch of the weather, let's pray for Mumia. Of course, it works. It deeply works. But more than everything, what works is that even if there's rain arriving, we can decide to complain, or we can decide to have fun with that and adapt, because that's life. When you do site-specific, you know that, no rehearsal, no time to rig, no time to be prepared. Let's make up in the street in front of the audience, so no secrecy, no concentration. It's now like that, okay? So let's go. What I would like to share in the after is something we do now, but we did on every show in Elefsina and Veszprem, is about sharing and celebrate at the end of the show, which is quite important. And there's a trap in circus, which is at the end of a show to more be on the, oh, I missed the 3 balls moment, or oh, we were not so nice in the 3 men's high, or something like that. Well, maybe more than that, share all these small experiences as you did just right now. For example, in Veszprem, we had a victory. We were performing in the middle of the city, with that big building, with that big cold building with just old inhabitants. But I hope you remember, everybody was just trying to have a look on one inhabitant, just to ask for the permission to play on the balcony. And finally it happened like that. And we had a old guy who said to us, I won't see the show, I will just watch TV, but come on my balcony if you want. So he was not with us. But then actually he stayed in the balcony waiting for the girl who was supposed to climb, just for a 30 seconds fire show moment, which was so cool. So yes, this kind of victory are so important, because the next time you do a site specific, it will be different, but it's up to us to adapt once again. And maybe next time we won't have balcony. That's life, but always have that. And this the 30 seconds show is another thing which is so important for me. Thank you, people, all of you, to accept that, because that's something you can take as a personal certainty now. Sometimes in a site-specific show, your moment, it's just 30 seconds, because it's enough. Okay, you remember in Elefsina, in the big final, and at the corner of the wall, we have just a 30-second fire juggling show, okay, which was just for the audience to make one direction there, the other direction there, and then the other direction on the top of the roof, okay? And for the artist, it was just 30 seconds. So that can be frustrating. But now if you are at the service of the group and the service of the show, it was enough. More would have not been the same organic sensation. It would have been a big scene. It wasn't a scene, it was just a movement, okay? So duration in site-specific can be so different. Sometimes it's 2 hours and a half because of a museum. Sometimes it's 30 seconds in the middle of a giant, chaotic, organized mess. So yeah, duration can change. Okay, thank you also for something you can take for sure, is that we didn't have so many traps about technique, okay, circus technique or outside technique. But when I say that, it's a lot of you accepted that as we don't have time to repeat, the most important will be the energy we put. And sometimes we don't have time to work on the how we do the thing with circus, okay? What are my tricks that I will put, okay? But now it's about trust. I know myself, my tricks are my words. As theater people, we have words. Circus artists, we have tricks, okay? So, but that's the same, it's a question of vocabulary. And at what point, if you were a speaker, now it's about having a pure energy, okay? As a speaker, I will shout. As a circus artist, I will give more with my body. If it's a slow motion or a soft motion moment, at that point, as a circus artist, I will do less and be more present. So that was quite nice to see that everybody adapted to that, okay? And adapted much more than this, because I remember we changed directly in the final show in Veszprem, for example, we changed the last moment, okay? We were supposed to dance on the ground. There were too many people. I've asked, thank you, Veronika, not to collapse at that moment. I've asked everybody to climb on the small roof, which wasn't planned with the city thing. That was the limit, let's say. But at that point, it gave us a last picture, which was so great. So yes, until the end, we can adapt. And that's maybe another thing. Never stay submitted, okay? Show, it's not a moment, it's 1,000 moments, okay? And maybe the first moment worked a lot. This doesn't mean the next will work. And maybe the first moment didn't work. This doesn't mean the next moment won't work. So it's up to us to adapt, adjust all the time, okay? And run and so on, okay? In the shadow, while you were performing, we were always running, okay? It was in Elefsina, you remember, Marianthi, for example, you were running with light during all the show to follow them so that we have light. With other advices, we tried to communicate with Toki. We do not have Toki, so it was about running to say something to the technical thing and going back. But it's not stay submitted. You need something, fight to have it, okay? And yes, thank you when you say, Markos, you tried to speak to the audience. Yes, sometimes you can just open it, speak to them, say things, cut a little to go back. So there's a lot of freedom as soon as you keep your priority. For us in that show, the intention were together. So as soon as we were making the link and being honest, okay, it depends. Huh? The intention of a site-specific show, it's not always together, but then it was our intention. So really nice. Okay, so just to say it once again, there's always, and sometimes we shared a little bit that, there's always a weakness in site-specific show. It's important to address that, is that sometimes, yes, you don't do the state of art you want to perform, okay? And it's important to enter at peace with that, okay? Sometimes you want to have a nice research, or at the opposite, you just want to have fun, okay? So we all have different priorities. And sometimes, because of the situation, and I think once again about the museum, okay? The museum, or for me, for example, in the Arc in Elefsina, or during the small festival in Veszprem, there were moments where I was not totally aligned with what was happening, okay? And that's okay, okay? And I think that it's important for you to stay there at moments, and yes, there's a lot of risk inside Pacific, which is not being aligned sometimes, but that can work also in a show. Sometimes in a show, you are just trapped in one direction, and I would like to speak more or sing more or speak less, or it's about us to, it's up to us to decide a little bit more where we want to go, okay? And the beauty of site-specific is that maybe for that is that once you have decided something, you do it, and the next time you will do it, it won't be the same. So maybe that's a good lesson, okay? which means that if you did it and if something was not okay for you, okay, next time change it. I don't know if you remember in Veszprem, for example, Nina, Ben, I think Nikos was with you under the trees. Okay, you found a first game which was not the good one, and then you found another game which was better, but then there was not enough energy. So, and it was dialogue between not good, good, not good, okay, and that's okay, okay. If we had to do it again, for sure, now you know that, okay, this is not a good idea, we take this one and so on. But from outside, you stayed, you fight in a good direction to remain as a group all together, and there was a lot of beautiful things happening. Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, now jumping on small things you've said about the normally, I would like to add a dimension to the normally. Yes, normally this could happen, and I would like to add that normally you are circus artists, okay, and that can be also a philosophy, which means that even if you are a circus artist, sometimes maybe you'll have to sing, even if you're a bad singer, just to reach your goal, okay? Or sometimes you will have to dance on Albin's choreography because our goal is to dance or to sing a song. Or you remember the moment, and that's important to say that you are just more than a circus artist. And when we did the workshops, yes, sometimes you remember there were moments where we said, okay, let's try that. And there were moments where there was a rebellion, of course. I just invite you to be more open at the beginning of a project. And if site-specific can help you, maybe other things can help you. Yes, I'm certainly just more than what I think I am as an artist, okay? And once again, there's a difference between my artistic expression and my human expression, okay? We are so much more than just artists, okay? So maybe we have other skills, and sometimes we can invite these skills in our expression, okay? As theater people, that's a good example. At the beginning of a career, most of the theater people protect themselves a lot from their real emotion. And little by little, if they need one day to invite sadness in their field of experience, they will invite their own sadness, not to show their own sadness, but to reach some truth with that kind of sadness. Well, the same as a circus artist. By singing, by jumping, by interacting, maybe you can reach other states. Okay. And another thing I would like to say is about the one by one, Dóra, when we were speaking about the children one by one, where, okay, that's another dimension, which was so cool for me from outside, of course, but maybe the more difficult thing to have from inside is that as soon as we take more time, like in the museum, but also like in the rehearsal, when we are doing a rehearsal in a public audience, there's a lot of unplanned interaction. It's much more one-by-one interaction. Old guy or lady passing through and saying, what are you doing? And then an interaction. As soon as you stay open, this one by one allows you to adapt and adjust facing the different audience. Exactly the same as when I say thank you or invite. Some people don't want to come and some people want to come. It's maybe up to us to be a little bit more aware about that. It's not obvious that everybody wants to go on the stage. Okay, so how to find that? Okay, and just to go back to that, when I say thank you, I would like to open it a little bit more. It's not obviously say thank you. It's just when we invite somebody on the stage, for me, it's more finish. When the people go out, it's how you, as the active artist, you help him or her to go out and to finish the scene, because it has to go back to you. Because if you leave an audience like that hesitating, yes, it's not such a good moment, and all the audience stays with that person until he or she decides to go out by himself. So manage the moment, master it. Wow, and thank you, and such a big day. Yeah, and just to finish, there's a lot of documentation, and I really invite you to, because this is the experience, the concrete experience of the inside in the project, the artistic part, but really the job that Veronika and Marianthi did before to build that project, it's quite amazing. And that's maybe the best lesson. Of course, we have the same lesson because we did that crazy challenge, 5 show every on the 2 sides for 8 days on the 2 sides, which was quite a crazy dream. And that was possible, but also that project was possible. You made it possible. So thank you, Veronika and Marianthi. And for all the others, please, there's an experience there, okay? We are here for that. This webinar are part of the project, but it's also to share that kind of experience from the organization part, from the artistic part, from the human part. All of that is possible. So, wow, good news. We can do that. Woo. And that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am inspired to grab the moment, and I would like to grab your attention, please, to make a group picture. Here is the time for a group picture. Yeah. So please, if you would like to be part of the picture, turn on your camera. Yeah, you have a pretty nice heart. Yeah, and I will set up everything. Okay, let me see. Hannah, Nico, Sina, are you willing to join? Not yet. Okay. So let's. Oh, Hannah is joining. We wait for her. Hello, Hannah. Thank you. Okay.
We always decide to make thingies in the camera, and just because I don't know, I felt it. A lot of sharing was interaction with the audience that stayed in your heart, and we had this old lady like with the hearts. Maybe
Yeah, we
then
can make a heart.
one of it can be with the heart.
Yes, please. Make a heart. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1, and picture. Okay, I'll check it out. And I also have
Albin did the K-pop heart.
Yeah, cool. And I have a couple of ideas if you would like to play around. Because it's a size-specific thing, I would like to have it size-specific compared to the camera, and I would like to peek in like from down. If you can adjust it, just to peek in like that. Yeah. Just peek in the picture, just like hello, yeah. So everybody, please go down, and peek in, yeah. just peek, yeah. Papito, we can see you yet. Are you ready to peek in? Papito, are you peeking?
We need your eyes.
Yes, this is 3, 2, 1, and Papito is peeking too. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay. And I also have an idea. Let's save the picture. Yes, and now we do the same sideways. We go to the left with half, and we will say hello like that with our half of our face, yeah. Yes, just half of it, yeah. Half of the, yes, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Here we go. And now for the last totally improvisational thing, whatever you want to do, okay? I am not giving any instructions, whatever crazy idea you have. We are circus people, so we can do anything, grab something and hold it or whatever. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, Sina is joining. Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. It's
You're welcome.
a tradition for the webinars coming from the Hungarian team since long time now, these blue pictures, and I think everyone enjoys. We thought with Veronika just to keep this forum going for a Q&A session for either for Albin or for any of us. And like Albin said, finally, we are more than just circus people. So if you have any questions on technical issues, about what you've heard so far, or if you want to share something extra, or if you want to ask Albin something more about his work or what we did, now is the time. We will leave this floor going for a little bit more for this. Yes, Veronika.
My question is to Albin, because yeah, we were coding all the shows like day 3, show 4, which rehearsal is going, because someday we had like different shows rehearsing on the morning and another show in the afternoon, so we really had to use these codes. And then I was wondering, like, you built quite many of site-specific shows in the frame of projects. So what is normally a number for for, like, it's like in 1 week you usually build one show with and discover one site with the group, and you were also saying that 20 people is quite many we are working with in this project. So what is normally?
Never the same. No, let's say that normally, let's use that word. What happens is that inside specific, there's also a financial aspect, which is so important. We were blessed in that project that we could be paid for the whole thing in the project. Most of the time, when you do a site-specific show, there's 1, 2, or 3 people working a lot on the project so that you can invite the artists for the day of the representation. That's all. So most of the time, we work, we write, we prepare if we need to prepare sound, music, recording, meaning, scenes. So you work a lot before, and then you say to the artist, hello people, we perform at 9 at the museum, blah, blah. So at 9 in the evening. So let's meet at 10 in the morning. And then at 10 in the morning, you have first invited your technical team to stand up for at 7 or 8 in the morning to prepare everything. And then at 10, we invite the people, first coffee, enjoying life, really important to have a good mood. And then you rehearse and you spend time, depending on the number of artists, you spend time with any points to make them travel through. And that's most of the time the normal thing is that you can't afford the financial aspect, which would be invite them before to rehearse. So you skip as much as possible the rehearsal. So one site specific, 1 day of work for the artists, a lot of work for the organizing team before. And yes, that's a reality. When you are blessed, you can pay a repetition, but when you are blessed, even in France. And sorry, maybe another thing is that because I do that a lot, to save time, most of the time I will invite the best artists facing the ideas I have for the place, okay? Which means that I don't know, for example, hello Hannah, I know we have a Hannah doing trapeze there. If I have the idea of a trapeze in such a space, I will, depending on my ideas or the mood I see, if I want a rock and roll moment, I know that this trapeze guy or girl is better for that energical mood. If I want a poetical moment, I know that this trapeze guy or girl is better there. So that's also part of the play, is that once again, when you write, really be aware of what you are preparing, so that the best artists for the best spaces, so that they feel comfortable. Okay, for example, you see the museum. I think it's the hardest part when you perform for 2 hours and a half. There were this wonderful, for example, Dasha and Esther moment, okay, 2 hours and a half dreaming on the concrete spot, which wasn't fun at all, but they enjoyed it, okay. And on the other part, there was that robbery from the portico with the circus students, and nothing happened, almost nothing for a while on that portico. So it will depend on what you need, but that was cool to have a circus training session. So it's important to have the good artists for the good spots also. And that's the beauty when you are there just for the day. And you saw that in all the shows we did, there was a lot of spontaneous positive energy, because no time to doubt, just put yourself in the energy and let's go. No time for that. So that's the beauty of that.
Thank you, Albin. I don't know if someone wants to ask something related to this experience or a past experience. I wanted to ask to Albin something for all of us to have like this kind of feedback. How easy is it to do site-specific shows in museums? I mean, let's say that, you know, we don't do site-specific shows in museums, but we've always wanted to interact with these important places. How easy is it to do it?
Well, a global answer is quite complicated, because museum, it's like circus. Okay, when you say circus, and we all know that circus, what is circus? Is it the Ben and Nina way of life? Is it the more traditional circus? Is it the Cirque du Soleil circus? Is it the, you know, their circus is just a concept, and then behind that we can put a lot of things. When you do museum, it depends on your own sensibility. For example, there are contemporary museum. They are not the same than fine arts museum. They are not the same than archaeological museum. So, and not the same because of the content, but also because of the philosophy of the people. When you are in historical museum, there's a lot of tension about respect the art. Okay, don't break, of course, the art, which seems to be obvious. But then when you work with a contemporary museum, sometimes it's okay. They are destroying walls every 6 months to prepare the new exhibition, and it's not an issue in a contemporary art museum. So depending on the museum you face, you will have not the same attitude in front of you. And then depending your own sensibility, some of us are fond of contemporary art, some of us never go in that kind of museum. The same for history, the same for classical art. So yes, some of us enjoy that, but some of us don't care about Middle Age. So first of all, this is the first thing. So is it cool? Yes, for me, yes. But because I enjoy that as an artist, and that's already an election. I love to try to understand the other, the goal, the inner content, and the other artistic sensitivity or humanity. So that's something I love to do. But some of us, they are more there to throw their own content, message, sensitivity, and they are not so much turned onto the other. And that's okay. That's just a way of being. So the idea, yes, for me, it's really okay and easier than in the street sometimes, because as soon as you decide things, you will have the attention because of the museum. A museum has rules. So whoever you put into the museum, you won't run, you won't shout, you will respect the space. So you, as an artist, you know that you will have attention. In the street, it's not so obvious. So it's not the same in the street. You can have a positive, beautiful chaos. When you make audience cry in a museum, in a museum, it's already an act of rebellion. So it's not the same level of writing. It's up to us to understand that, and that's crazy because you can do both, and that's cool. But yes, when there's a church in a museum, the best part is make them shout, of course. And that's enough. 30 seconds of shout, woo, revolution.
Thank you very much for this. I also wanted to share something that you told me once around this kind of cooperations with, alternative places of performing, let's call them like this, because it's not like the obvious place to perform, a museum, but it's still like a very important, a very interesting one. You once told me, I don't know if the group also knows, like sometimes they don't know that they want you. And this has helped me so much, and I want to share with you guys. We keep on saying that, okay, I won't talk only about Greece, okay? Circus is growing in every country. Yeah, it's not like it's a really old arts form, but it's still like growing in its more contemporary, let's say it's in its more modern form. So we want to make like, we want to explore new areas of performing. And now it stays in my mind. They don't know that they want you. So we have to give them time to understand. And as them is like the potential clients, but not in the matter of payment, the potential people that we want to cooperate, like museum owners, or big institutes, or I don't know, even, like small places that we want to perform there. We have to give them the time to, to realize that this is something to bring life to their place, and that it will be for the benefit of both. And this happens only by being patient and having this openness and having this sense of not invading, but respecting. So for me, like a big win, let's say, is that we made it to perform in the concert hall of Thessaloniki and make a wall dance piece by convincing the people in charge and the technicians to allow us to rig ourselves from the walls of the concert hall of Thessaloniki. And this was like a first time for Greece, for an institute like that to give the okay. And literally I had it like in the back of my mind, this like, Marianthi, relax, because of course the first reaction was it's a no-go. Of course, it's like the fear and the safety and everything. And I was like, Marianthi, remember, they don't know that they want you. They don't know it yet. So I took this time to really talk to them about the circus arts and this like performing in different spaces and how this can be beneficial, just because I had this in the back of my mind. They don't know that they want you, that it's going to be good for them. So I also want to thank you for this, Albin.
And on a more general way, we think about that in France, of course. I don't know if it can be applicable in the other countries, but sometimes we say, even to sell a show, okay, when we need to sell our show because we create show and we need to live with that, there's a trap, which is sell the show. When we enter in a meeting with someone, we try now more to have that consideration about, it's another sentence about help them to help you, okay? Which means that when somebody has a theater hall and buy plays, he won't obviously buy you, because maybe for any reason. It's not because your show is not good. It's just because of the artistic way of the place, because of sensibility, different sensitivity, not the moment because you are the 5th circus show on this year and so not possible. So there's a lot of other reasons. Of course, if we stay trapped in our own world, something like, my show is the best, come on, buy me, that won't work. But sometimes when you enter in a dialogue, trying once again to understand the other, where are you? What are your artistic priorities? And sometimes the best thing we try to do, of course, we have a collective for that, is when I come in a meeting today, I never sell myself. I just try to understand the other. And sometimes my best answer is to say, oh, I know a show. It's not mine. It's a show from wherever, because this show will be the answer for that guy or that girl, but a lot of white male deciding influence still. So for that guy, most of the time. Sometimes it's just about understanding the other. And that can be the same when you say a first world dance or in a museum. Sometimes when you arrive and saying, I have a show, it fits with your museum. No, you have said the word show, and they are talking about museum. So the first talk is about, okay, can we speak about what are the possibles for you? First of all, okay, and even more than the possible, what are the limits? What are for you the room who are, okay, how many people can you accept in the same time in every room? That means that there's a lot of constraints they can't fight against because it's a museum and there are a lot of laws. So as soon as you enter in that world, that will draw for you some kind of rules. And these rules are the rules of your show. But if from the beginning you arrive saying, oh, we will push the wall or we put lights, and if you make the place adapt to you, it's not a site-specific show. It's your show wherever. Okay, so there's a dialogue. And more than that, when I say try to understand the others, I have an example, the example of the tripodo, the portico. We built a lot of portico in the 2 projects. In France, I always have the official paper with me, which in French, we have an official law agreement about when we build special buildings for a show. There's a special law. We are an exception. We have to firm and say, it's okay. We built it. We take the risks. Now it's our responsibility. And we built it well this day and firm. Okay. Every time we build in a place which is not made for a show, I have the paper and I give it. I don't wait for them to ask for me. I give it, which is me making a step toward them in their world. And there's a lot of small rules like that, which are so important. It's a code, it's a game. We have our own game in our own communities, okay? So we know the rules of our own worlds. If you want to make a pure, beautiful site-specific, embrace the rules of the other. And it's not you lowering down your exigencies. It's the opposite. It's you trying to have other rules, and that can be other tools of creativity. You can't do that? Okay. What can you do? How can you do different? How can you adapt? As we did in these beautiful shows, okay? Who knew we will climb on a whale with a big red ball, okay? Who knew that? So we did it because we could. So not with the big one, okay, but we could.
Thank you, Albin, for the sharing. I'm just sharing very quickly a message from Nina that she has to go very soon. And it's been so nice for us also. And good things for the new year to keep showing up. Yes.
I'm still here. Thanks for it.
Yeah. We will be very soon be screening the official film of the Together, like the Together.
Marianthi,
Yes, please.
Marianthi, sorry. I have to go. It was very nice to meet you. I have to go to take my daughter.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye. And
if you come back and the computer is still open, you will find the film of Together. So it's okay if the computer is, you will see the film. Thank you very much. Any other last questions before we do the screening of the super film? So the super film is like the whole experience of both Elefsina and Veszprem, and all the artists of sharing, like lots of sharing. Veronika, yes, please.
Still, I don't want to take the floor from anybody who want to make question. Maybe you can use this icon and put up your hands, and then we know how many other questions has left. And before the film, yeah, like for me, it would be very interesting to know. And again, I'm asking to Albin, is like because you have like, I don't know, 25 years, 30, I don't know how many in site specific. You did quite so many stuff in so many countries. So I'm just wondering, like, what could you yourself learn from this process during together?
First, I think that any site-specific project, and that's why I keep on doing that, is I think I learn all the time. More than everything, it's some kind of gift, like updating myself, facing other people, okay? Entering in your place in Hungary, for example, was, okay, that works like that in Hungary, almost at least there, and then a lot of interaction with a lot of people, which means that all the time you are, okay, no, you know, and so many surprises. The first time you see people, you don't know who they are, okay? Chenga, for example, you were there, and I was there, who is she? Who is she? She's not part of the team, but she's part of the team. So you are always, you know, adapting, training to adaptation, and that's maybe the biggest learning, okay? A gift from that project was, yes, I go back to that first human meeting. I enjoyed, sorry for saying that because it comes from a bad accident, but I enjoyed really the moment where for me it became truth, okay? I do that job not because I'm an artist, but because I'm a human being, and I think that we go deeper into relation when we do that. So yes, I discover so much. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I discovered your countries. We spoke about that, the differences a little bit between a French audience, a Hungarian audience. Markos said that about difference between Greek audience and French audience, okay? And once again, it's not a law, it depends on the show, the places, the moments, so that's so cool, okay? And as a personal relation with you, Veronika and Marianthi, because I know you a little bit more, that's a gift, I think, to meet back again years after, you know, and how is it now, okay? It's also a way of building the story of art in Europe, okay? Which, yes, 15 years ago we met, it was like that in another place, doing other things, and today it's like that in another place, doing other things, and there's an evolution of art, and especially circus, which is so interesting also. So be part of that, wow, such a gift. Happy New Year.
Thank you. We said with Veronika that we will leave this Q&A session for a collection of gifts.
Can I share something which is my sharing?
Yes, please.
It's like my kind of conclusion, maybe a little bit philosophical, but and is like how we lived this 2 times 10 days and many shows in the countries. I kind of felt that this is how circus is going back to towns. So that's my approach to site-specific for the moment, because there is this picture of the traveling circuses, Not now, still they are existing, of course, but it was a bigger thing when there was not this big globalization, and then the circuses arrived in the country, in the city, and then the circus is here. And somehow I think that is like, it's a belief in a different world for the moment. The circus has to arrive on a different way to the town and has to have a different presence, I think, for the moment. And I feel that for the 21st century, site-specific is really the potential how the circus can arrive to the town. That's my ars poetic for the moment.
And sorry, just in that conclusion, that can be something also to think about that. Site-specific, it's also another way of doing shows, which maybe becomes more and more important, okay? Because a lot of artists, and that's so important, and that's so obvious that we have to be there, but not so much rooms to perform, and less budget for culture. So sometimes, yes, maybe inventing other way of creation like that, it's also essential. So maybe nice. And we have a powerful conclusion. I don't know if you saw it from Nina. She said, in Greece, we have dogs, and in Hungary, cats. Because the small Raphael with us all the time, and that's a good conclusion too. So.
I also would like to invite you guys who maybe spoke already today or haven't spoke, but I really would love to know if you have any consequences coming from this project, nice or bad. I mean, like invitation to somewhere, or new project idea, or some plans you started to do already with somebody from the group, so like something which is like the future, but we already know.
Yes, Dori, please.
I discovered that Greece is not far. What I was always thinking. So I'm here in Greece now also. Yes, I'm extremely grateful for this project, and I feel that yeah, I'm also a bit overwhelmed, like really, I mean, in a positive way. Like I came here to teach workshops with the area hoop. I have the creative classes. I already had it in Athens, and I was staying at Mirto's place, who I know from Elefsina. So yes, I'm going to Thessaloniki tomorrow, to Marianthi place. So yeah, I don't know, impressive what this project is still doing with me. Yeah.
Thank you, Dori, very much. As like a coordinator, I've seen a lot of multiple effects from this project. New friendships that arouse, new cooperations. For our studio, we have this series of workshops that all of them have to do with now artists from Together project. And I have like this back-to-back, like Dori, Marta, and Nina, and Ben, and Gina, and, you know, having all these people back-to-back to bring them to the studio to teach. So this like interactions, as I said, I really think the site-specific, not the site, sorry, the wall dance piece in the concert hall of Thessaloniki was an effect of this project. And new designs of projects. Nikos, that he wants to, you know, open their wings in the European funding. like World with their group in Patras. All these wonderful talks that we've had in the previous webinars. I see Panagiotis being here, like with the community from Thessaloniki, from Greece, with the Circus community from Greece. Yeah, also like in some other webinars, all these talks. So yeah, multiple effects in different levels, also artistically, and I mean, I don't know if it's to be divided anyway. It's in the level of life, you know, so many things that have happened in different sectors, let's say. Thank you very much for being here. Some people came, some people left. And for the ones that are here, Bendegus, where is Bende? There he is. I think we are ready to start the screening of our show. Veronika, yes, I should just want to say one thing, that it is available on YouTube. And Bendegus, if you want to put the YouTube link here, it would be helpful for the people just to take it already now. And yes, Veronika, the floor is yours.
And I also sent in the email for the registration with the Zoom link. I sent the YouTube link also. If you have this email, I put it there.
Yeah, it's also in the chat right now. I shared it there, of course. You are muted, Veronika.
You are muted, yes.
For the closing of this webinar, I would like to say again the names of the partners who did this amazing project. So thanks a lot for Nina from the Kiev Circus Academy, that you were with us, and it was a very new friendship and partnership. We just developed it on a digital way, and then we met in Elefsina first, and I really feel close to me, and I think it was a great journey, and I hope it will continue. This is just the beginning. So Kiev Circus Academy, yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Veronika, and thank you all the other partners, because it was a very new experience for us. I just can tell about this all the time, because we never participated in such a grand project in contemporary circus topic, you know. So for us, it was new in many senses, and we didn't really know how it's going to be. But I'm very happy that it ended very well. And from one side, it's kind of sad, but this is the project, right? It has this beginning and ending. That means that we are going to do more projects. And now when we have this connection and we are in contact, it's more possibilities for us to communicate and to do more interesting projects. So thank you so much for that you opened your doors for Ukraine, for our academy. It was a big honor and very interesting experience for us. And I hope to collaborate in future projects too.
And I think, I'm not sure it was mentioned, is also consequence of this project that you based your own foundation for circus development. I'm not sure it was mentioned during this webinar.
No, it wasn't, but it was a strong push for us, you know, for the academy in general. Like, it's a very hard economical situation in Ukraine right now. And before we didn't really have much financing for the cultural projects, but now we don't have at all. So after this grant project, I established the Foundation for Developing of Ukrainian Arts. And with this foundation, we already made also one project in Ukraine, in Lviv State Circus, with German circus partners. It was like a project for 1 month, and we are very happy. And we are also looking for other possibilities to collaborate. So we are very open. If you have any ideas, contact me. I would be very happy to collaborate and to do similar projects together.
Thank you so much. So maybe next time it's not only the Kiev Circus Academy, but the foundation is going to be the partner. And of course, it's a big, big, big thank you for Albin Warrete and for Culture and Movement from Toulouse, because you were our heart and our creative leader. And I think in one person, you were like kind of the column we could build on. So it was really a stable, like a stone for me, a stone, but at the heart at the same time. So stable but warm. Stable and warm. Thanks a lot. And definitely Monokiklo from Greece, led by Marianthi. I think we did a lot of projects in the last 10 years, and I do hope that it's going to be lots of other projects in the future as well, because you're a great person in every meaning and a great project leader as well. So, yeah. I just wanted to mention again the partners, and thanks a lot. And I think this was really a great cooperation, which will continue in the future in some format, sometime, somewhere, somehow, with all of you, or in some meaning. Thanks a lot. And I don't know if somebody wants to say something more before the screening, or the screening is coming.
Well, just thank you and goodbye, because after the screening we don't go back. I think it's the end, or so. Thank you and goodbye, and hopes to see you soon in another project, another crazy project, please.
Thank you. Maybe we can also have like 1 minute or two before starting the screening. So whoever wants to go to toilet, grab another cup of tea or something, or say goodbye, and then we start the screening, and then we don't just cut the moment.
Perfect. Yes, let's. If you want to take something to drink, yes, or come and go. We still we have people coming.
And she just arrived.
Yeah,
and Yotzi.
You made it now, Yotzi and Stylianos from Monokiklo, being connected straight from the studio. I'm at home right now. Perfect. Very nice people. So we'll see you around. Have a very nice and creative year. Let's be in touch. And I think
bye to all of you. Nice to see you again. Bye.
We are ready for the screening. Thank you, Bendegur.